Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award winning Fearless Tarot and Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards and Matters of the Heart. Both books are published by Llewellyn and they're for sale online wherever books are sold. And it is time for this week's Oracle reveal. So earlier on my social media, I placed up a photo of three different animals and asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal seems to be calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the three animals were the beaver, the firefly, and the bear. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal seems to be getting caught in your head. It doesn't have to be your favorite animal, it just has to be the one that's nudging at your consciousness at this time. And if my style of reading really resonates with you, you can always book a one-on-one tarot session with me at elliotoracle.com. I also have email readings there available as well. So with that housekeeping out of the way, let's go into the first animal, which is the beaver. And if you're attracted to the beaver this next week, beaver is associated with projects, work, and also diligence. There might be something right now that you really need to place your focus on. Or perhaps there's something that's been procrastinated with, or a job that's been left undone, and the beaver is inspiring you to get that important work done. This is also a card of finding joy in the work that you're doing. It isn't a card of just kind of going through the motions every day and slogging through the day. Instead, there's a sense of purpose that the beaver has. Every day it gets up and it's so excited to build its new world. And so, too, with you, there might need to be some enthusiasm that you're really injecting into your projects. And some of the cards that we look at might help you with that. So, the first card we're going to look at is where is it best for you to place your focus this next week? And we get the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups shows the three graces from Greek mythology. They were called the charities. And it's from the charities that in English we get the word charm, charisma, and character from. And yet, the three graces are also those divine goddesses who walk in and activate that charismatic energy. And what is charisma but the ability to elevate the energy around you so that when you walk in, you're just kind of like bringing up the vibe. And people are saying, who is that? I just don't know why, but I really like that person. And it's because you're bringing that charismatic energy with you. In the case of the beaver animal spirit, this could be an archetype that's saying joy needs to be infused into your work. Or if you're trying to get a project to take off, or if you're trying to get a business to be successful, or if you're just trying to shift the trajectory of your work life, you have to start from within. You have to ask yourself, am I charismatic right now? Am I bringing an elevating energy to the task that I'm doing? Am I enjoying the work I'm doing? Because if I'm not enjoying it, other people aren't going to enjoy it. So there is a consciousness of what your energy is really signaling to other people. But this is also just simply Three of Cups, a card of joy. So this could be a time when you're really elevating your energy, finding your joy. The joy is going to be the key to open up the door for you. And it really does open up other opportunities as well. But I just kind of feel like falling in love with what you're doing and getting excited about it. And also just sort of infecting other people with a charismatic energy that's leaving the psychic space that you're entering better off than it was before you got there. That's going to be so important this next week. And I just kind of feel like if you're bringing that charismatic energy, doorways will open for you. People will want to help you. Connections will be made available. And all those little serendipitous events are all going to align for you. Second card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom if you pick the beaver. And we got the Page of Swords. He's got kind of an opposite energy there, doesn't he? Looking at these two cards side by side. The Page of Swords is on the defense. He's on guard. He's so afraid of being vulnerable that he's actually thwarting people from getting close. It's really hard to hug the Page of Swords, even though he really needs one badly. And so Page of Swords can represent an energy right now that you might also be tempted to turn to. It's an energy that rationalizes things away, deflects, doesn't really want to look at your energy. Page of Swords will be the first one who says, oh, my unhappy situation, that's that person's fault. Or it's because I didn't get this opportunity. Or it's because that's against me. And yet it's completely, crazy. It's the energy of the Page of Swords that's driving away the opportunities. It's the deflective chip on his shoulder. It's the rationalization away of any sort of breakthrough that he could actually make. And the tricky thing with the Page of Swords is this is one of the most intelligent cards in the tarot. So there's an answer for everything, intellectually speaking. And so the wit of the Page of Swords can sometimes deflect away from the joy. In fact, Page of Swords seems to get delight with his sword popping the balloons of joy for other people. And it's almost as if, like, by popping that joy, then he's going to be safe and he doesn't have to be vulnerable. And really, it all stems from a fear of losing joy or not participating in it. The Page of Swords is a very afraid character in the tarot. So, what does this all mean for you? It means that your joy is trying to call you forth. It's trying to make you participate in the best life possible for you, which you are absolutely worthy of. But there's a rationalization part of yourself, a snarky part of yourself that might go on the attack. It might take that joyful aspect and say, don't get too comfortable. What if you lose it? What if you can't participate in it? What if you get so close and it gets stolen away from you? That way, you better just stay safe and just kind of avoid even trying. And that's the easiest thing to do. And yet it just retains that suffering. I feel with the beaver, it's not just external projects that really need your work. It's the work that is you. It's the work of bringing forth your best, your A game, your charisma, your joy, and not letting the rationalizing, sort of snarky, negative part of yourself pop your own dream. And so I just kind of feel like this is a week to really be courageous and really follow the graces, follow your joy, and look for the mute button with the Page of Swords. Tell him to take a chill pill for a while. Tell him to relax. Maybe get out of the rational mind monkey part of the self and instead get into what just makes you feel good and go for it. Be unafraid. Be fearless as you're going into what brings you joy. The mythic archetype that's going to help you this next week is actually Plutos, and he's the god of wealth or the personification of wealth. And wealth, we're often thinking that's just about money, and definitely that does help. But wealth often will follow, or financial wealth, I should say, will follow an emotional wealth, a spiritual wealth. Why is it that people who are so together and so okay in themselves seem to be so successful? Everything just falls into place for them. It's because they're tapping into a wealth that's beyond the materialistic, beyond the literal. Page of Swords might look at wealth as just a dollar amount that needs to be achieved. And yet the Three of Cups are looking at wealth as what brings you joy. And most importantly, what brings joy to others? How do you participate in the world where not only are you feeling on fire and excited about it, but other people are feeling excited about it too? Plutos' card says, I attract abundance and all the riches it makes possible in the material world. And yes, you will attract all those things, but it starts from within. And the joy is the doorway that's going to open that. So I just feel with that Page of Swords, don't talk yourself out of your best opportunities. Don't talk yourself out of your joy. Don't let the afraid part of yourself turn you away from what actually is going to make you happy. Go for it. You absolutely deserve it. Next, we're going to go into the Firefly animal spirit. And the firefly is a magical creature. And if you are in the Northern Hemisphere in the United States at this time, I'm not, I'm in England right now, but I miss those fireflies on the summer nights where you see them twinkling around like fairies. And firefly will bring light to dark places. It'll bring illumination in the dark. And yet the dark is where all the healing happens for us. So this could be an animal archetype you're attracted to where it's time to touch magic again. It might also be a time to withdraw into some place that's dark where healing can take place and bring that soft, glowing, illuminating light with you. First card for Firefly is where is it best for you to place your focus this next week? And we get the Eight of Wands, which shows 8 flying sticks going through the air at breakneck speed. This is a card of momentum. Movement, lots of messages coming to you, Firefly. Pay attention. They're in the winds, they're in the air, they're in signs and signals all around you. There's also just the wind at your back. Eight of Wands can indicate that there's energy, momentum. Things are finally moving in a good direction for you. And it might even feel like this is a rather magical time. The one thing about the Eight of Wands, though, is it's the only card in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot that does not depict a person or even the symbolic part of a person. It just shows those 8 sticks flying through the air. And this can indicate that what's happening to you this next week, Firefly, it isn't personal. It isn't because of your emotions or because you're good or bad or because of what is going on in your own head or in your own heart. There is just this natural current that you want to take advantage of. You want to ride that wave. It could also just be a week where ideas come to you very quickly. And what might have felt so stuck before, or like you're just hitting your head against the wall, now there's passageways that are opening for you. Follow those inspired ideas. And I just feel with the firefly and the light, it's almost like the light bulb going on when I see the Eight of Wands. It's like, that's what I was missing. That's what I need to go toward. So really follow that momentum. The advice from your inner wisdom, however, is the Ten of Wands. So, two Wands cards here for the Firefly. When I see wands, wands symbolize growth. They're like tree branches, they got little leaves springing out of the top of them. The inner wisdom is telling you that there is inspired action, absolutely, with the Eight of Wands, but there's also some work to do for you. And it's so interesting. Sometimes every week, it almost feels like all of the animals sort of tie into each other. There's a little silver thread, a little message that binds them all together. And in this case, with the symbolic beaver, which is all about work, and then here the Ten of Wands, which shows the effort, the labor of service toward the harvest. That's going to be so important. A lot of people look at Ten of Wands and they're like, I don't want that. That looks like the guy's suffering. He's got all those things on his back. But it is a harvest scene. And although it does indicate that some effort on your part will have to be invested between now and October, I do feel like your harvest is coming soon. If you can get on the gravy train of thought that is the Eight of Wands, if you can follow your inspired ideas. Also on the Ten of Wands, the figure, he's just about to cross the finish line. And so this can indicate that you're really at the edge of a threshold right now. And I feel like this is the time to give it that extra work, give it that extra push. And I just kind of feel like your efforts are absolutely going to pay off for you. The secret to the Ten of Wands and not suffering with it is not to look at the work in front of you as a slog, but to reframe it in the context of service. How is this serving me? How is this going to lead toward the life that I want? How is it serving others? There's that large manor house in the background of this card. So the efforts that this figure is putting forward in the field, it isn't just benefiting himself. It isn't just because he likes to work hard. It's benefiting the organization, the group, the manor house, the larger family. And so this is a time for you to really reframe, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? And how is this of service? And if you make it about service, like, I just want to help the world with this. I want to help people with this. This effort isn't just for me. It's really about how do I, imprint upon the world something better. Then you're in the zone. Then the magic's going to absolutely take place, and you're going to find that things work out beautifully. And the mythic archetype that's going to help you with that, it's so funny, it's Hephaestus. He's the god of work, and he's the craftsman of the gods. He's the metal worker, the smith on Mount Olympus. And, Hephaestus is a card, or an archetype, I should say, sort of where he's just hammering away at his creations. He's also the one who had misshapen legs when he was born. He wasn't born with the physical beauty or the societal affirmation of beauty. His beauty came from within. It came from what he created. And it's how he served the world. It's how he made it more beautiful, benefited his family, benefited those around him. He's also a god of inventiveness. And so there's something I just feel so important that you're needing to work on that comes from your inner beauty, that comes from what you're wanting to share from within. And it does require some effort. The card says, awareness of my flaws generates the insight to build my strengths. And so there is this sense as well of, where are we suffering? Where are our flaws? Where are things that might be a wound for us? And how do we repurpose that wound to something that's going to be of service? How do we use that wound to help other people? Sometimes the best things people do come out of their traumas, come out of their mistakes, come out of things that they feel aren't their best attributes, and yet it motivates them to do great things. So I just feel like it's all worth it. The whole journey is worth it for you if you pick the Firefly. And, even things that you're picking at or thinking aren't perfect or thinking were a big waste of time, not so. Everything has prepared you for this moment. And so Hephaestus could be teaching you how to repurpose those experiences towards something that's going to be of service, something that's going to be greater, something that's going to help you express your inner beauty and supersede any limitations from the past. And then finally, we're going to go into the bear animal spirit. And bear, my goodness, it's just so full of myth and tradition. The bear is that very special animal that hibernates. It goes within the cave. It sleeps for many months. It knows the land of dream time, the dream awareness. And, many mystical traditions, all the way back to the ancient world, they all talk about prophets who dream. Or, figures that have a very inspired dream. The dream world is where we really do commune with awareness that's much greater than maybe we're aware of on our conscious level in the literal mundane world. And so, if you're attracted to bear, this could be a time where you want to pay attention to your dreams. You may also want to retreat into the cave, do some nurturing, healing work, meditate, but slow some of the stresses externally that are going on for you so you can hear those deeper messages. First card for bear is where is it best for you to place your focus this next week? And we get the 10 of Pentacles. And this is a card of legacy. It's the card of building something that's going to last. It's a card as well of being mindful of what are you creating in the world? How are you impacting the next generation? What are you going to leave behind? It could be your influence. It could be how you're affecting your family. It could be how you're affecting your friendships. It could be something you're writing. It could be something you're teaching, speaking about. There are so many ways of which you get to imprint your special mark on the world. And the 10 of Pentacles is all about investing in those very important things. For me, the 10 of Pentacles upright or reversed is also a card of ancestors. And I'm feeling the ancestors so strong with that bear message. Expect messages from your ancestors, from your loved ones who might have even passed on in the dream space. This could also be a time where you want to listen to those little signs or signals or those hunches that you're getting that happen when you're daydreaming or when you're not completely engaged in the literal, focused, mundane world. Also, with the 10 of Pentacles, I just kind of feel like something is taking time. A legacy is being built slowly but surely, but it's being done the right way for you. So if you're in all of any doubt of how long this is taking, just take a big deep breath and know that it's all happening in this wonderful timing, this divine timing. And it needs to take this time. It's becoming more strong. It's becoming more stable as things are going along. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you pick the bear, is the 6 of Wands. And this is the card of excellence. We can see the figure here. He's on horseback. He's set apart from the crowd around him. He's head and shoulders above the rest. And he's owning what makes him excellent. He isn't crumpling up into a shame spiral or trying to hide his light. He's saying, yes, I've earned my right to be here in this parade. And yes, thank you for cheering for me. Yeah, I'm great, but not in an egotistical way, in a way that really just lets him emit his light, own his particular light. And when I see the 6 of Wands, I feel like the message is so important for the person I'm talking to know that within you is an excellence. It's an excellent light that you need to not be apologetic about. You need to allow it to shine at this time. It's the height of selfishness to just keep that light all to yourself. This could be a time where you really want to be brave and courageous and show what makes you at your best. The ancient Greeks had a word for it. It was called arete, and it means excellence. It means what makes you shine with a divine light. And the figure on the 6 of Wands is totally in his arete. He's totally in his excellence. And yet, in the crowd, it's kind of hard to see, but behind the horse is this one little stinker in the crowd who's looking up at this guy who's shining brightly with a face of envy. And it's an unfortunate fact that the brighter you shine, the more you align with what makes you feel light or feel bright, the more you might repel some less evolved individuals who are insecure in themselves, who have a problem seeing someone else shine because they think that that's somehow a threat to their light and then they're not special. So they got to shoot that person down. And that's in any field, any environment. And you almost just want to like just say, in America, like we say, bless their heart, bless your heart, that you don't really know what you're even doing, that you're so in your own negativity that you're trying to throw stones at somebody who's actually getting it for their lives and living their joy. And so I just kind of feel like you want to bask in your own light this next week if you pick the bear, no matter what people are thinking. In fact, what other people think isn't really going to be relevant to you. As RuPaul would say, what other people think of me is none of my business. I love that saying. It is so important for you to shine unapologetically and not even give it a second glance over your shoulder to see the face that the person behind you is making at you, because most people are going to love it. And then the mythic archetype that's going to help you if you pick the bear is Eos. She's the goddess of dawn. She's called rosy-fingered dawn in Homer. And she's the goddess who banishes the darkness of night and brings forth the first light of day, all the pink hues. Her card says, "In the darkest of moments, I find a ray of hope to light my path." And I feel like the ray of hope for you is your excellence. I think it's time to shine it. I think it's time to break away the darkness and really bask in this new day that's dawning for you. And also, Eos can just indicate that it's never too late for a new beginning. It doesn't matter what you were doing earlier today or yesterday or last week or last year or for the last 10 years. You can shift today. You can start to make a new choice. You can start to plot your course toward what's going to bring the light of day to you. And so I just feel with Eos that this is a time to be optimistic because dawn is about to break for you. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do help out my YouTube channel with 3 quick clicks. Just like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also why not share it with a friend if it resonates with you. I also have tarot readings available at my website, elliotoracle.com, if you really resonate with my style of reading. And I'm also offering email readings where I make a video much like this to answer a specific question that you send to my inbox. So those have been really popular lately, and I'd love to, do an email reading for you. I hope you all have a wonderful week, whatever it is that you're doing, and I'll see you again here next week like I do every week. So please do take care.